Hi guys, welcome to my channel over here where we have our second video for the series I'm doing where I give you guys my top products in every category. I think last time we did eyes. We've only done the one video. It's been a crazy last couple weeks. So today we're going to do primers, concealers, and foundations. So if this is a video that you think you will enjoy, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button before you leave. I would love to have you a part of my YouTube family. And don't forget to check out my socials down below and follow me over there for more content. And yeah, we're just gonna jump on into it. I will show you guys my top products. I tried to keep it at like 5 or less for primers, concealers, and foundations. So let's get to it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, I think, and start with primers first, because I mean, that's what we put on our face first, right? So let me just grab. The first one is a 2-in-1, and it is the Sun Touchable Whoa Glow from e.l.f. 30 Broad Spectrum. It's a sun protection and a primer. It's so beautiful and glowy. It gives a nice, I have it in Sunbeam. I'm pretty sure that's the only shade. It's just a really pretty glow, perfect for the spring and summer months where you're gonna get that sun protection, but you also get to use a primer. So you're saving time and you get like this really pretty glow. Let me just put a little bit on the back of my hand. Just a little because I'm almost out because I use it very often. But look at that pretty glow. It's just so pretty shiny. I'm trying to use natural lighting today. There we go. So pretty. And it looks like it would be colored, but once you get it into the skin, it just really melts into your skin and the color kind of fades. I think it's colored mainly for like no white cast, but it really does melt into the skin and it just provides such a pretty glow. And I love the fact that it's a 2-in-1, so it's saving us time, giving us that sun protection and a nice primer. And it wears well with all my foundations that I use it with. All right, the next one is a new one, but sort of not. And it's again from e.l.f. It is their newer Power Grip Primer with 4% niacinamide. So they have their older one. The only difference is this has niacinamide in it. So I would say if you have the old one, you probably don't need to get this new one. I got it because I have dry skin. It has the niacinamide in it, but it really is a nice gripping primer. I like to compare this to the Milk Makeup Power Grip one, or Milk Makeup something grip. Either way, they're both gripping primers. I feel like they're dupes. I haven't tested them side by side yet, but I feel like they are. I would say the older version, not this one because this has the niacinamide. But if you're someone like me who you have dry skin and you like to have some skincare in your makeup, I think this would be a really good addition. It definitely helps that makeup grip. I feel like it does help my makeup last longer, and I feel like it really gives a nice hydrating feeling on top of it. I feel like I've used quite a bit of this. Here, let's squeeze down. I've used quite a bit of this, so I can contest to the fact, because you know, you're not gonna notice the niacinamide benefits until you've used it over a certain amount of time, like with any skincare. I feel like this does give a little bit more hydration, but it really does work well. So I use this quite often as well. And I just noticed, other than one other primer, this is all e.l.f. products. I had to really like narrow it down. And these are like my top products that I use often, that I've repurchased. I mean, this one I'll repurchase over the other one because of the niacinamide. I'm almost out of it. So when I run out of it, I will get this one over the old one. This one I'm almost out of. And this one I'm actually out of. I saved it just for this video. And this is my second one. So this would be my third one. It is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter Glow Booster for Radiant Skin. I have used this just on its own as my complexion. I'm sorry about the lighting, you guys. Like I said, I'm trying to do some natural lighting to maybe give a little bit feel of spring, summer here, because we've got snow on the ground with sun, which is nice. Melt that away. There is like a little bit on the applicator here, so I'll show it to you guys. But I mean, hello. It's clear what they were trying to do, Pure Charlotte. It's $14, so way cheaper. I have mine in, what shade do I have it in? I have it in shade 2, Fair Light. But yeah, I'll use it just as my complexion because it's just so beautiful. It's literally a dupe for the Charlotte. I feel like I can use it as a complexion, just a complexion alone product, because it's also got some coverage. Hopefully you guys can see all of these swatches. See that glow? There we go. You guys should be able to see it. Once I edit, I'll fix the lighting just a little bit in editing, but still keep it as good of natural lighting as possible. Look at that glow. Perfect for summer. I feel like all of these primers will be perfect for summertime because you have your 2-in-1, you have your beautiful glow, and then you have one where you want your makeup to last and grip. All right, the last product is not e.l.f. This is the last primer, and it is the Denessa Myricks Yummy Skin, and I have it in the shade Universal. This is a blurring powder for face and eyes, and I use it as a primer. I don't use it as like because I have the universal shade. You can get it in shades and then use it for other things, like even a complexion product, but I just use it for the center part of my face, so my T-zone and my pores. And I love this, as you guys will see. I love the packaging. It's got a spatula, so that's really convenient and nice because then you're not, you know, dipping your hands in it. But this is the first Denessa Myricks product I've tried, and I really like it. I mean, hello. It's definitely got that balm feeling, but once you get it like into your skin, you can definitely feel the powder. It's a balm to powder type of texture, and I'm going to show you the blurring on the back of my hand because it really does an amazing job. And there's only one foundation that I can't seem to wear it with it for whatever reason. It doesn't like to pair well with that foundation, which that's in this video, you guys will see. But just look at the blurring that does. Oops, sorry guys. And it feels balmy, and then once you get it rubbed in, it definitely transfers to a powder. But look at that blur right there, like compared to this part of my hand and then this. It's just such a beautiful product. I really like it. Definitely worth the price. It's one that if I really want to look flawless, I will turn to this because it is kind of expensive. I will leave all their products, as always, listed below with their pricings for you guys. I leave links for my first impressions, but for most videos, I'll just leave the product name and the price for you all. So it is an expensive product. So I don't like to use it every day or for, you know, just an everyday basic look. But if I want my makeup to look flawless, I definitely turn to that. All right, next we're gonna go to foundations. This one isn't an actual foundation, but I had to throw it in there because it goes with foundation. It is the LA Girl Pro Color Foundation Mixing Pigment in White. So you will use this if your foundation is too dark. It will lighten up shades, and it works so well. I have a couple foundations where I've tried and I'm like, I don't know my opinions on them because the shade is off. And that definitely can affect how you feel about the foundation, if you know it's gonna work, you know, if it even works well on your skin, because I've had foundations that were too light and it didn't look good at all on my skin, but once I used this, it darkened it up, or sorry, use the other one, which is blue, because this lightens them up, and then it works. Like, it looks really good, I like it. So it's just a white pigment, it's a pump applicator. Not that expensive. It's $9.99 at Ulta. It just works so well. And then you don't have to go out, and even drugstore prices are going up, especially foundations. So you don't have to even go, even if it's not an expensive foundation, you don't have to go out and purchase another foundation. You just mix a little bit of this in it. I always start with just a little bit, and then I'll mix it. And then if I feel like I need more, I put a little bit more in, and you can get your perfect shade. Like this, I feel like should be in everyone's collection. So this has become a fave of mine. All right, now we're gonna hop into foundations, and then we will hop into concealers, and oops, we'll be done. Okay, one sec, gotta grab that. Okay. I will say the spatula for the Denessa Myricks is a little tricky to get back in. All right, we're gonna start with, I think my newest foundation, and it's my newest obsession. It is the Revlon Skin Caring Foundation. It has 5% squalene and hyaluronic acid, and I have it in the shade 201, which is Creamy Natural. It's a really good shade match. It's so beautiful, you guys. This is, it's an Illuminace, so it definitely gives some luminosity. It gives a pretty glow to your skin. It looks like your skin, but better is the way that I have described it since I've been using it. I feel like it can be a dupe to that new Say. I'm almost thinking of picking the Say up just to try that out and have that in a dupes video for you guys to do another one, because this one is so beautiful, you guys. I've been skeptical to pick up this Say Beauty one just because there's a lot of work to getting that to look good and work good, and a lot of like prep or don't use this skincare or use for, it's just too much work, I feel like, for me. And then I came across this when I was at Walmart one day, and I'm like, Illuminace. I like that, having dry skin, and it's got a nice pump, and I just really like it. It's beautiful. I think it would be perfect for summertime, and it's just got this beautiful natural luminosity to it. It makes your skin look so healthy. Look at that. Look at that glow. So beautiful. It's so beautiful. It is kind of a spendy. Like I said, foundations are definitely going up. And this shade is a good shade for me, although it leans a little more pink than neutral, which is what it's supposed to be. But it blends into that skin so well. It gives that beautiful luminosity. And I love it. Like, I've been wearing this quite often. I've had to make myself put it down to try other foundations, to use other foundations, especially older ones that I'm trying to get used up, because we have, I think, 4 new foundations I've tried out in the last couple of months. So I'm trying to get the older ones out of my collection since we have new ones in. I'm someone that likes to do like, you know, how 2 in or 2 out, 2 in type of thing. And I kind of went a little ham after I went through a couple foundations. I was only going to purchase a couple, and I purchased like 4. So I'm trying to get rid of some older ones as well. All right, the next one, we only have 3 foundations, is another liquid one, and I will say it is my favorite out of these 3. This one I have used almost every day since I got it. I had such a high feeling when we tried it out in our first impressions video that it was going to become my top one. So this is in number 1 for me. And this is the Lancôme Care and Glow. I have in a shade 105W. You guys, this, talk about glow. Talk about just a beautiful, glowy, healthy looking skin. Like, I put this on and I feel so beautiful in this foundation. I feel so confident in how my skin looks. It just gives off this beautiful natural finish, and it's so lightweight. It's not cakey. It has, you know, it's just beautiful. And like, it's hard for me to describe because I love it so much. And I told you guys, it was, as soon as I tried in that first impressions, I had a hard feeling it was going to become my number 1. It was going to beat out House Labs, and it did, which makes me sad because I love that House Labs one. But look at that, you guys. It's just, and it's such a perfect match, which again is so weird because I'm usually neutral, and this leans a little bit more pink too, like the Revlon one. I would say this and the Revlon one are close to the same. I feel like this one's a little bit more natural looking than the Revlon one, and this one I feel like just sinks into the skin a little bit better. It's really effortless. I was debating this one or the Hourglass because I heard that this and the Hourglass are close to the same as well, but I'm obsessed with this one. This one I've really had to stop myself from using on a daily and try my other foundations because I just don't want to put it down. I've used it so much in the last like month, or close to month, I should say. All right, one more foundation, and this is a powder one. It is the new Makeup Forever HD Skin Matte Velvet. This is a blurring powder foundation. I tried it with the sponge a few times. I ended up tossing the sponge. I didn't like it. I liked it with the sponge, but I didn't. I prefer it with my BK Beauty brush, which I will be also doing a top brush. That would probably be the very last video in the series. But as you can see, she's used and very much used. I'm wearing her today. It's just, it gives such a smooth, blurred, beautiful finish to the skin. Oh, I should probably tell you guys, this is like a medium buildable coverage. I sometimes forget that in foundations. I'm so sorry. Let's see what this says it is. medium coverage. I would agree that's medium. And this is supposed to be, I think, a medium to full coverage. I think it just depends on how you apply it. And if you're using that sponge, what side of the sponge as well, because there's 2 different sides to the sponge that comes with it. But you could probably get a full coverage with this. I like to just dust a little bit lighter coverage to smooth out my problem areas, to blur my skin, and just to make it look like just a beautiful finish and a great canvas. And I haven't tried it too often with any creams underneath it, but powders go over it beautifully. Like today I am wearing my House Labs bronzer, my House Labs blush, which are just beautiful products, and they go over this so well. I really love this. It's definitely worth the price. I have it in the shade 1 in 110, and I feel like it will be the perfect summer shade. There's only one con with this. This and this definitely do not mix well. Like, I feel like when I honestly feel like if I don't have a primer on with this powder foundation is when it looks the best. Like, if I just have skincare on, it looks really, really good. But if I use like one like this, and I don't know if maybe because this is a blurring to powder, but I also yesterday wore it and tested it with another primer that I have that you guys will be seeing in a speed reviews at the end of this month. That's why it's not in here, because I'm still testing it, so it can't be in my top, you know, top 5 or top whatever primers. I just, I feel like this sits on the top of my skin if I have any primer underneath. I've tried this with so many primers. I've tried it with different skincare and just my skincare. And I feel like for me personally, it works best with just skincare, no primer. I will spray my face with a setting spray or a setting, a rose water spray that I have that you guys, again, will see in my speed reviews for this month, because I started trying that out the end of March. And I've been using it every day, twice a day, sometimes throughout the day. I'll use it to kind of freshen up my look. I already have my thoughts, but we will see that in that video. So sometimes I'll just spray that with this, and it works well. I just feel like this can be finicky, at least on my skin, with primers. So I prefer to wear this with no primers underneath, which is fine, because honestly, I don't feel like I need a primer with this. I feel like it does enough smoothing on its own. I feel like it definitely does enough blurring. So this is also another one that I've had to keep myself from wearing, but I feel like it would be really good in the summertime, because I've worn this multiple times after I put this on and then gone to the gym afterwards, and it really is sweat proof, you guys, at least for me. And I'm running on a treadmill for an hour, and yeah, I'm sweating like crazy. And it doesn't rub off. It still looks as good as it did as when I first applied it. And it just, for me, is amazing. I don't typically go for a lot of powder foundations because of having the dry skin, and I've got texture. I've got it all pretty much, besides enlarged pores. I have pores because everyone does, but I don't have enlarged pores. But this one takes the cake for my powder foundations. I've tried the e.l.f. I've tried the Juvia's. There's another, the Essence one, which I do like, and I've used many, many times. I'm almost out of that one, but this one takes the cake for that. All right, now we have concealers, and we actually have a pretty new one in here, but it's amazing. And the first one is that one, and it's the Flower Beauty in Vanilla. It's a buildable coverage, hydrating, brightening, and smoothing. It's their Get Real Serum Concealer. I absolutely agree. Let's go ahead and swatch this real quick. I didn't think about swatching it. Might be hard to see a swatch of a powder, but here, and hopefully you guys can see the smoothness. Look at that. Oh yeah, you guys can see that. Look at the smoothness of that. It just totally, and it just blends in so well. I like using my brush, like so my BK Beauty brush with it. That's how I like to apply it the most. Just look how smoothing this part of my hand is compared to like that part. Beautiful. Anyways, so this is such a good concealer, you guys. I do feel like I need to go up a shade. It is a little light, so I have been kind of combining it with another concealer of mine that's in here. Well, other ones too, but today I'm wearing this with another one we have in this video. But it definitely gives such a beautiful brightness. It definitely smooths my under eyes. I love the doe foot. It feels nice going on too. It's not hard. It's kind of flexible and soft. And it's definitely gives a brightening radiance, but not like to the point that if you have any texture under your eyes, it's going to show all that texture. So pretty. I feel like for vanilla, it seems like it would be pretty light, and then it looks dark when you have it on the like a swatch, but when you get it on the back or under your eyes, it actually is pretty light. So I need to get one shade darker so I can wear it on its own. I've worn it on its own. I just feel like I need a shade darker, but look at that like luminosity. It's so pretty, and I feel like it would be really good for you mature skin ladies. It definitely is buildable. I have had no problems building it up. I did that today, had no problems, and then also applied another concealer on top. It's definitely very serum and thin, as you guys saw in that swatch, and hydrating. So even though this is really new to my collection, it has already hit that top. And then we have another one that is more of a brightening concealer than anything else. I don't wear it on its own, and it is the Rare Beauty Positive Light. I have it in the shade Light. It's her normal packaging. I will wear this and then always put another one on top because I just use it to brighten my under eyes on days where I just look too tired. It's got that metal applicator, so it's supposed to be really good for, you know, soothing the under eyes, cooling. It definitely does do that. I do like that. And look at that brightness. It definitely gives some nice brightness to it. If I thought about picking up another shade, maybe like light medium, because yeah, I have light, to use it on its own, but really, honestly, I don't think it would give enough coverage for me personally, because I have a lot of dark circles and discoloration, to where I would be able to wear that on its own anyways. But look at that hydration. And it's so brightening, and it's really thin, and it blends out very well. So does the Flower Beauty. They both just blend beautifully. So that's also been one that I reach for quite often. All right, the next one is a full coverage. For sure, you literally just need a tiny bit, like just a drop. It is the Stay Naked Quickie Up to 24-Hour Multi-Use Concealer. I've never used the sponge on this, so I can't say how that works. I have it in 40 NM, and this one is full coverage, baby. And here's what the doe foot looks like. So just a typical normal doe foot. I don't set my under eyes with this one because I feel like it's self-setting. It dries really quickly, so I actually only do one eye at a time. With the other two, I can apply to both my eyes and go in and blend out, and it'd be fine. But this one is definitely self-setting in my opinion, so I do not set my under eyes with it. If I don't have to set my under eyes, I try not to. And 40 NN, I believe, is the shade, and I'm pretty sure I said that to you guys. Yes, here's what it looks like. It is definitely full coverage. Like, you would need less than that. This is how much I put, okay? This is what I do, because you don't need very much at all. I will do a dot, like, right here where most of my darkness is, and then another dot up here for my outer corner. That's it. This is going to last you such a lifetime, which is nice because it's high end, so it's more expensive. It's very lightweight as well, which is surprising for being a full coverage, how thin and lightweight it is. I feel like it's definitely hydrating. It has quickly, again, become, well, all of these are my top, so a favorite, and is used very often, even though I'm not much of a full coverage girl, but when I want to look flawless, that's the one I go to. All right, the next one is one that you guys have seen me rave about many times. It is the Sephora Best Skin Ever Full Coverage Multi-Use Concealer. This says it's full coverage for me. I don't feel like I get full coverage with it. I do with the Urban Decay. This one I don't. I have it in the shade 17.5N. And here is the doe foot, the packaging. It's, again, a really lightweight. It blends in well into the skin. It's very thin-like. I do feel like maybe I need to go down a shade or two, but it works. And it's so thin that it blends out very easily. I can build it up and not have a problem with it. And it doesn't, I mean, all concealers will crease. We all have fine lines under there, you guys. Like, it's just is what it is, right? They all crease under my eyes, but that one I feel like doesn't crease much at all. And I really do enjoy it. I'm almost out of that one, and it's definitely one that I would repurchase again. All right, our last one is the one I'm wearing today, and it's definitely become quite a favorite of mine. It is the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Finish Soft Matte Concealer Anti-Creaseness in C4. Again, they all crease on me. It's just a matter of how much. This one is a really, really flexible doe foot. I really like it. Like, it's really bendable, see that, and flexible. But here's what it looks like. It's more of a pinky peach toned, which is nice for discoloration, but it's so thin and lightweight as well. I feel like all of them are, besides the Stay Naked. It's a little bit thicker, but all of these are just very thin. And you see the definitely difference in shades. I could have probably went down a shade maybe to like C3, but I don't mind the shade. It works well for me. It helps with the discoloration. It's so thin and lightweight, and it blends really well as well. I'm trying to see. It's a soft matte, and I would agree it's waterproof, and I would agree to that as well. I think it's supposed to be, yeah, it's supposed to be a full coverage. For me, I don't get full coverage. I get medium to buildable full, but I don't use very much concealer regardless. Even if it's a medium coverage, I just do a little bit in the inner corner and then sometimes a little bit up here to do a lift. But if I have enough here, I will just bring it up and do the lift anyways. So that is it, you guys. That is my top foundations, primers, and concealers for you guys. I will list them all down below with the pricings. And please make sure to check out the rest of my videos, my social media. And I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. But there will be more videos for you here really soon. And I will also be sharing with you guys my go-to spring look. So please make sure you have that bell notification on so you're also notified of all my uploads, and share my channel. Have your friends and family come join us over here as well. And thank you guys all so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you here very soon. Bye.